Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I'm S.A.N, and with me I have.
Fishman.
When we last left off, Aquans and Jonas were making it through the second leg of this labyrinth, which is supposed to lead toward the Fountain of Dreams. The second section was a mist-filled, dark subterranean chamber filled with monsters and traps. They also had one other thing to contend with, which was a second adventuring party not far behind them. The greatest difficulty, though, for both parties exploring this underground area was the fact that they could not see more than, well, whatever what range, whatever artificial light they had provided. This made it incredibly easy to get lost down here, which was not necessarily the best
Yeah.
thing, because, well, as we said, there were monsters down here, and the party ran into a few of them, some sort of roper-style creature, which was not too difficult. But there also were several bizarre bronze gorgon-style creatures down here who could petrify with their breath weapon. And this is the fate that befell two of the other party members. The remaining two member of the other adventuring group pleaded with Aquans and Jonas to try and assist them with reversing the petrification. And Jonas, with his background in alchemy, remembering the previous encounter with the basilisk, decided to examine the Gorgon's remains in hopes of finding a means of reversing the petrification. He was able to find effectively the substance that the Gorgon used to petrify its victims, and was able to reverse an antidote from that.
Yep.
And they gave some of those potions to the other party to rescue their compatriots. However, this did not have the best.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Exactly. Immediately upon this, upon being released from petrification, the other party's cleric, a woman by the name of Electra, tried to convince the entire party to turn on our heroes and kill them, and for some reason, for whatever imagined slight. Not wanting another combat so soon after at this point, the party managed to douse their light cantrips, and by means of a locate object spell, find their way back to where they believed the exit was. They came upon a locked chest, which they failed to break open, requiring them to borrow the door and take a rest in there so Aquans could prepare a knock. Upon finishing the rest, the door was flung open to see the return of Electra, now alone, and in a very agitated and panicked state. Before the party could open the door, she attacked them. They were able to quickly incapacitate her by freezing her and then blasting her out of the range of any of their offensive spells, at least for a brief moment. And Aquans was able to cast Knock on the chest, and the two went in it. They went down, and the chest lid slammed shut behind them.
Yep.
And that is where we left off. So this is where we were.
And this is where we're going.
Where we are going to be transported to. Right. So a matter of seconds have passed since that.
This looks like a teleportation circle.
Yes, we appear in the center of this circle.
All right.
All right, this is a perfectly square chamber. Well, cube, technically, because and it is lit by the same ambient magical light that has been throughout this dungeon. Mm-hmm. And obviously the now glow of the circle. Also, some of the mist, which seems to have been present in the previous section of the labyrinth, seems to have come through with us.
Yeah.
It is still lingering here. And that's where we're going to pick up. So here we are. There is, up ahead, you can see a staircase, by the way, if you look forward.
Is it going up or down?
Going up. So this is this is the base of a staircase leading up.
Okay. Let's step out of the circle, just in case we have someone show up moments after because she could technically just be right behind us.
Sure.
Get out of the circle, get my bearings.
All right.
And stop look and listen.
All
See
right.
if I can.
All right. So you can make a perception check if you want to try and listen for anything.
Not too wonderful. 13.
Okay. Well, it's enough to hear the complete silence in this chamber.
All right.
There is nothing. There is no sound in this chamber apart from our breathing, basically, and you don't hear anything else from coming up from the staircase with that roll.
All right.
We're also not immediately greeted by a homicidal cleric following us at this moment.
Well, that's good because she was not in the best state of mind.
No,
All
we
right.
don't know exactly what happened, but she was alone, and she didn't look happy.
Yeah. We resuscitated two of her party members,
One of whom was her.
and they immediately managed to lose three party members in the period of time we took a rest. Wow.
We do not know what happened, unfortunately.
Well, considering how psychotic she was, maybe she killed them.
It is possible. The only other thing that strikes you about this chamber is the previous two sections were falling apart to some degree.
Yep.
This looks pristine.
So these rocks here are part of the structure, not
they're part of the circle. They're part of the graphic for the circle.
okay. I suggest we'll wait a minute anyway. Just make sure she's not like right on her heels, and then I suggest we head up the stairs, just so that we can at least maintain whatever lead we have.
All right. So you obviously know that the ice that is conjured by my frost breath only lasts a minute. So if we wait a minute, it's going to melt.
That's why I wanted to wait the minute. I want to make sure that if she's just going to come straight through, we might as well deal with her now instead of meeting some monster and have her show up right behind us and cause problems.
She has a complete wild card at this point.
Yeah,
and a hostile one, it seems.
Yeah, she's used up all goodwill that I may have had for her at some point. She's been nothing but trying to convince her prior party to kill us.
And then she attempted to do so herself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wait the full minute.
Yep.
And still hasn't come through yet.
All right. So she's either thinking about stuff, casting healing spells on herself, or
she failed to break free before the spell ended.
Or she's, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Up the stairs, at least for a little ways anyway.
All right. So we go up, and you can move on to the next image.
Oh, all right.
All
right. Oh. All right. There's a long stairway.
Yes, this is. This goes on for quite a ways. In fact, as we keep heading up, we are basically, it is wide enough in here for 3 or even 4 people to walk abreast up these stairs.
Okay.
And it is a truly massive staircase, which seems to head up onwards and upwards as far as we can see with the light in here.
Okay. After a few minutes of this, I can't see the top. I assume I can't see the bottom anymore.
It's going to take us probably a little bit longer, depending on what pace we're going at, because there is more of the staircase ahead of us than behind us, basically.
Oh, I'm not running.
No.
Taking my time, and definitely keeping an eye out behind as well as ahead.
Okay.
So, up we go.
Up we go. So this keeps going for quite as we said before. Sorry, as I said before, the structure in here is intact, unlike the previous 2 sections which were falling apart.
Right.
There is no sign of wear and tear in here, and the walls of this staircase going up alongside us are covered in carved frescoes of various people. Oh.
Like just individuals? Nothing weird about them, or
they are all drawn in something almost basically almost like a classical art style. It's almost like this is meant to resemble. There's not just ordinary people either. It's not just farmers or merchants. They look more what you would consider adventurers or possibly heroes based on the way they are attired and look. And they are from all manner of peoples and all manner of species you can see throughout the world in our travels.
Okay, so looking at them, like often these sorts of frescoes try to tell a story.
Mhm.
I want to have a look at them as we're going by and see if they're giving me any clues as to, well, first off, who went to the trouble of making this, and secondly, are they trying to tell me anything?
All right. This will be an investigation check.
All right,
You can do it with my assistance.
probably won't need it with that roll. 24.
All right. There is no writing, as far as you can tell. It is all pictographic.
Yep.
So you don't really recognize any of these figures unless you want to try and make a history check on top of this.
I don't have history, but that's fine. Or do I? I don't remember.
I have history, so I don't think you do.
Nope, I do not. So that's only gonna make it a little. Oh, so I get my intelligence on history
Yes.
or wisdom. Intelligence.
History is wisdom. History is intelligence. Sorry.
12.
All right. You don't recognize any figures that leap out at you, but they are. But you're fairly certain, just looking around, that these are all depictions of various, well, either figures who are either from history or mythology that would be seen as probably some sort of heroic characters, as far as you can tell from that.
All right. So I don't really think there's a pictographic language here, then, right?
Uh, Not from that role, as far as you can tell.
And I don't think it's worth. We're getting close to our goal here. I don't think it's worth casting comprehend languages on
Which I do
this.
not have prepared anymore because I had to unprepare it to prepare a knock. So it would take 10 minutes.
Uh, well, it would definitely, definitively let us know whether she's coming up behind us.
It would. Unfortunately, what definitively might tell us that is that we suddenly get hit with a spell.
True. Well, yeah. I don't know. That's the problem here. I don't know if it's worth it.
Okay. So a couple of minutes further have gone by us walking up these staircases, by the way, since we started heading up here. So about 3 minutes has passed since we left her.
And so I can no longer see to the bottom of the stairs, or can I?
You cannot.
And I can't see anything ahead of us.
Well, you can see the staircase continue on for quite a ways.
Yeah. How far can I see behind us?
You can see basically with the ambient light on the walls here, which is also the frescoes, by the way, are giving off that light.
Yep.
You can see in fair detail about 60 feet in each direction along the staircase.
And then a little bit of less detail further along than that.
Yeah. Once there, we're getting into dim light, and it's also getting pretty far from just general sight.
So if she decided to sneak up on us, most likely it wouldn't be until she's about 60 feet away that I have a reasonable chance of spotting her.
Visually, yes. You might hear her, though, depending on...
True. Can always get my owl out and help.
Mhm.
I think it's worth a chance. Let's take the chance.
All right.
You head up the stairs about 30 feet from me. I'll sit down, get my owl out of my shoulders, keep an eye looking straight down the stairs. And between the two of us, we should be able to keep a good eye open.
Okay, and then we're going to be continuing.
Well, yeah, you're going to do the comprehend languages.
Oh, I'm going to sit down and do comprehend languages, okay?
Yep, and then we'll head out.
All right, well, that's going to be what I'm doing for the next 10 minutes.
And I assume you need a perception check for me?
Yes, with advantage.
That'll be a 15.
All right, well, the first thing you notice is there's a bright flash of blue light from the direction we came from.
Oh, how far into the ritual are you at the blue flash level?
Back to the roll. I'm only about a minute in at this point. So I am currently focusing on that.
I tap you on the shoulder.
All right, so I have to end the ritual spell. But yes, you do recognize that as the most likely
Yep.
something arriving in the teleportation circle.
You have company.
All right. We are not immediately being charged by anything, though.
Well, we were a few minutes up the stairs, so
Yes.
I think we should quietly continue up the stairs. Unless you want to go down and actually deal with this woman.
Either way, we get greater advantage from long range than she does.
We have long range right now.
Yes, we do.
Let's just continue up the stairs for the moment.
All right, so you said we're going to be doing this discreetly, so a stealth check is going to be involved here.
Yeah, we're not going to be moving at full. Well, we weren't moving at full rate anyway, because
We were moving at 30 feet around, basically.
Yeah,
just walking. So
yeah, just don't want to exhaust
we weren't
ourselves.
running, so we could. Oh dear.
Oh, that's a terrible stealth roll.
Yeah, so was mine. What's yours?
I rolled a 2.
So
Plus
did I.
Plus 5.
Well, I rolled a 2, and I only get to add 1, so I have a 3, and you have a 7.
Wow.
So no need to roll any perception checks.
Yeah. We are making noise.
Yes. I stumble getting up, and my staff clatters to the floor, which also seems to startle you a little bit as yours dings against the wall, unfortunately. And with stone walls, the sound echoes quite a bit.
Yep. Well, we shall know shortly.
All right. So are we moving?
Might as well.
Okay. So we start continuing up.
Yep. And I'm gonna have my owl perch on my shoulder, looking down, and she's going to squawk in my head, of course, not loudly.
Yep.
If she spots anybody pursuing us.
All right. A fresh perception check, please. With your owl's advantage, obviously.
Yeah. 13.
Okay. So we continue up.
Yep.
Like this, and unless you want to stop at any point, we're just going to keep continuing until something happens, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, we should. I mean, she's not a stealthy person herself. So we're gonna at least be 60 feet away from her minimum, I suspect, if she's gonna follow us up. Besides, she's gonna have to run if she wants to catch up to us, because we're walking normally, and we're 2 to 3 minutes at least ahead of her.
Yes.
So it's gonna keep going.
All right. So we continue up this way for a few minutes.
Yep.
And nothing happens before we reach basically what amounts to the end of this staircase.
Okay.
You can go to the next.
How does it end?
You can go to the next image if you want to take a look.
Oh, okay.
So we come to a landing. It looks quite a bit. All right. So.
Yeah, I don't want to zoom in too much. I'm going to miss a whole lot here.
Yeah, so we're basically at the base of the stairs here.
Yeah.
So this comes into a landing, and we see there are 2 large archways with I couldn't find it exactly what I wanted, but a double set of stone doors in each of them.
Okay.
We also see that the staircase continues on the opposite end.
Still going up?
Still going up, yes.
Oh. This is interesting.
All right. At this point, something happens.
All right.
In front of us, in the center of this landing up ahead, a apparition of an old man floats out of the floor.
Oh, joy. Hopefully it's not an actual ghost.
And just looks at us.
Yep.
Raises an arm.
Yep.
And points towards the right door.
So this way.
No. Oh, right on the image.
Which is that way.
This one.
Sorry. This door here.
Yes, points towards that door.
The problem with the webcams,
Is they're
sometimes
mirrored.
they reverse things.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're mirror or webcams are mirrored.
Yeah.
All right, and then vanishes.
Did he wink, smirk, laugh?
He just pointed towards the door. He had a very neutral expression,
Yeah.
and as soon as he vanishes, you hear the sound of stone on stone as movement as the doors on that side open.
Okay. All right.
Needless to say, that is loud in here.
Yeah, and we just climbed, tons and tons of stairs, right?
Yes.
I suggest one of us camps up on this side, one on this side, and kind of keep an eye down the stairs and wait, because unless those doors start to close right away, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Right.
Because
the doors remain open.
Yep.
So we're going to be trying to hide ourselves in this little walled section here, the landing, right?
Gonna conceal ourselves as best.
So that's another stealth check.
All right.
Which is good because we don't have to use the terrible rolls we just had.
I can always replace it with a 1. Or on the other hand, a dirty 20.
Well, I have a 10.
Well, passive.
Yeah, that might be good. Maybe not passive for a cleric, though.
True. But anyway.
All right.
One of us is really hidden.
Yes. You are confident that you are hidden.
Yeah.
And I am less so.
As she gets closer, I could cloak you in a disguise of some kind, like silent.
Yeah, you have an illusion spell, possibly.
Yeah, I have a silent image stored on the ring.
All right. Okay, and let's see. Okay. So I take it you're still trying to perceive if anything's coming up behind us.
Yeah. Do I get a roll for that?
Yes.
Oh, 22.
All right. So through your owls, with your owl's advantage on senses, you do hear something coming up the staircase behind us. It's quieter than we were.
Really?
Yes.
Not dropping her mace or whatever weapon she had?
Well, you do remember that she had a staff, and that staff that came up into the...
Oh, right, with the scales. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that staff looked like it was made of metal, two different colored types of metal.
Yep.
And you can faintly hear coming up from below a faint tap occasionally of something, of a metallic object on stone stairs.
All right. Can I see her yet?
You cannot. Based on the sound, it's not too far away at this point, but it's getting closer. But you think she's attempting to take a stealthy approach. Just wasn't good enough. But that also means it's slowing, her pace is relatively slow.
Also means she's regained her composure a little bit.
Yes. Oh, and one other thing you notice, that those set of doors have not closed yet. They're still open.
All right, and nothing, I can't hear anything from that direction?
No, you don't hear anything else at the moment.
I duck my head back so no one can see.
Yep.
And then I motion to you that I can hear her.
Yep, I understand. Yep.
All right. And then wait for her to show up, I guess.
All right.
Don't really want to waste a whole pile of magic on her, but...
So, before anything else happens, are you casting an illusion on me to hide me? Or...
I haven't seen her yet.
Nope.
Silent image doesn't last long.
I thought it lasted 10 minutes or whatever.
No, it's the shorter one, I think. It's been a while since I've used it.
All right. That was a bit of a waste, but that does for what it's for, but that tells me something important.
All right.
All right. You using your going off just your previous perception check, you can hear.
22?
Yes. You hear her approaching, and you think the pace is picking up a little bit. Well, we assume it's her. We technically do not know.
Still can't see her.
Well, you can now as you're looking around the corner.
Yeah.
So at the very edge of the field of light we have at the base of the stairs.
Yeah.
So basically, she's not 60 feet away because she's outside that. We can still basically dimly aware of things outside there.
Yeah.
So based on that, you think she's probably about 90 feet away currently down the stairs, and she's coming up.
Well, she's
At a
in range.
slightly quicker pace than she was before.
Well, she's in range.
She is within range. Now what?
I think we should ambush her.
Right, well, we didn't discuss that ahead of time.
I'm going to make
But yeah, I assume this is going to be
gestures. Time to kill her. Oh no, the time for her to die.
All right.
She's tried to kill us 3 times.
Yes. Well, try to kill us once and try to convince her allies to kill us twice.
Yes. To me, that's all the same.
All right. Well then.
I am going to start this off by throwing a 2nd level chromatic orb at her, fire, and hopefully because it's from a dirty 20 concealment, I'm hoping for advantage on this roll.
She does not seem to know you are there.
All right.
So make your attack roll at advantage, and then we'll be rolling for initiative.
Well, no natural 20, but 25 to hit.
25 hits.
All right. Oh, it would have been nice to hit a natural 20 there, but can't have everything.
No.
"23 points of fire damage. Good roll.
Okay. So you hurl the orb down. It hits her and lights her up completely as the burst of flame explodes outwards. And you nearly throw her back off her feet with that. You're taking her by surprise. All right, let's roll for initiative, I suppose.
Yeah, I know. Probably not the best thing to do, but she's just...
Well, it's a valid tactic.
Too dangerous back there.
Well...
Oh, natural 20 now.
I'm not going first.
I am. What did you get?
I have a 3.
Oh.
You have a natural 20.
Yep. So unless she rolls a natural 20 and it has better dexterity than me.
She has a 15.
Alright, so I am up first. Well, this seems massively overdone, but I have a lot of 3rd level spell slots. I haven't used any of them.
Oh, okay.
So...
Is that fireball?
Time to light her up even more, now that I have a very distinct target.
Alright. Saving throw. Dexterity.
Oh, and it continues to disappoint. "24 points of damage. One more than this. God.
Alright. So you unleash the fireball down the stairs, travels down 90 feet, and then a massive explosion of flame fills the staircase completely, because it's about 40 feet across in here.
Yeah.
And
terrible.
And even before the flames and smoke have cleared, you hear the sound of the staff clattering to the floor, and you hear the sound of someone rolling down the stairs.
47 points of damage knocked her out.
So I'm going to give a little bit of peek behind the curtain here. One of the rolls I made at the start of this before she followed us is to see if she was going to spend the time to heal herself.
Oh, good God. She didn't heal herself?
It was an intelligence check, and she rolled a 3. So she did not spend any time to heal herself from the 37 points of damage she suffered from the previous combat we had.
Yeah.
Your chromatic orb brought her down to 1 hit point.
So I wasted a fireball is what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Could have sneezed on her and knocked her over.
All right. The smoke clears. You see the staff lying where it was, and you don't see her because she's rolled down further past her field of vision.
Well, let's go down and check on her. Well, oops.
She is very much on fire.
Well, she's dead.
Yeah.
Well, I want to answer a curious question that I have in my brain about her.
Okay. One other thing as we head down towards her,
Yeah.
from behind us, we hear the sound of a set of stone doors closing.
Oh. Oh, well.
All right.
To check on her. All right. I think she was partially at least responsible for the death of some of her own compatriots. I want to search her body, and I'm looking for anything I can remember on any of the other ones.
All right.
Investigation?
Yes.
You're going to help?
Yes. 1 second.
Right.
We got another. Okay.
$16.
All right. 16. Well, you know the staff, obviously, because
That's
it's
her.
lying about 15 feet away from her body at this point.
Yeah, that's going to leave it there.
Okay.
I have no use for it.
All right. You also noticed that the last time we saw her, she was wearing a red robe, which had a bunch of eyes all over them.
Right.
Those are still open. And to add to slightly more to the disturbing factor, they're still moving and looking around, even with her dead.
I assume that's some kind of magical item.
Yeah. All right. So are you going to take it off of her?
Let's just get an inventory first, then probably going to take almost everything.
You take out a small pearl that fits in the hand, a white pearl that fits in about the size of your palm of your hand. So it's relatively large. You around her neck, you find a amulet in the shape of a heart. In her belongings, you find a pair of hand axes, which you remember belonging to the ranger. That was in the other party. All right.
Suspicions confirmed.
She also has, well, basically for all intents and purposes, a satchel, not a bag of holding, but where some of her other belongings are.
Yep.
In which you find a an oddly looking metallic tuning fork-like object on a chain.
Yep.
Like a chain for like a necklace.
Yep.
You find a bag of 16 gems.
Yep.
You find some sort of collar.
A collar?
Yep.
Okay.
And you find a bag of gold. You don't find anything that looks like it belongs to the other 2 members of our party, though.
So it is possible that what happened is they got stoned again, and then she lost it. Who knows? We'll never know. She's dead.
Right. And the staff.
all those things you mentioned, the robe of eyes, the small pearl, the amulet, hand axes, tuning fork, bag of gems, the collar, and the gold.
Oh,
I'll toss in
and
my
as removing the robe from her, you find that she also has a chain shirt, which she's wearing underneath that.
was it a particularly nice looking chain shirt.
No, in fact, it looks rather marred from all the fire that she got hit with.
All right. I don't care for that. Throw all that in my secondary bag of holding.
Yeah,
And
start through
then
that at some point.
yeah.
We have a few other things that we still haven't looked at.
True. That's the problem when you're in a dungeon for as long as we've been in here.
All right, so she's
Ah,
dead.
yes. Don't have to worry about her behind me. It is actually worth wasting a fireball to take care of one hit point. All right.
All right.
Back up the stairs we go. Hopefully the old man shows up again.
So as we come back to this to where we are here,
Yep.
as we come to the base of the staircase leading up into the landing,
Yep.
that apparition of the old man does appear again,
Okay.
and exactly the same set of circumstances happen again. He points towards the right door, he vanishes, and the double stone doors on that side open.
Okay. Now I don't have to worry about her anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to step around the corner here, come up a little bit. So I want, and then when I'm as I move forward, I'm going to look through this door, see what's in here, and trying to get a good look down whatever that is.
All right, there's a room in there as far as you can tell, only a single room.
So it's not a continuing corridor; it's just a room.
Not from what you can see. You can see the opposite end of a wall, basically, from your vantage point in here. It
Do I
seems to go
see?
down a bit of ways, and it seems to fit the dimensions of this of these walls here.
All right. Do I see anything in there?
Not from this vantage point, no.
Hmm. I will approach the door.
All right. You can move on to the next image. All right. So from the doorway, you can see this.
Hmm.
So this is a long room,
Yep.
and you see a long wooden table on which sit 5 silver platters. And opposite that are 5 stone pedestals with 5 silver bowls atop them.
This has the smell of a puzzle.
Just to be clear, you haven't gone into the room yet.
Yes, I'm standing at the doorway. Yeah. There is a small possibility or strong possibility, depending on your point of view, that we go in this room and the door closes.
Yes, you see no other obvious means of exit apart from this door.
And then we'd have to solve the puzzle or die.
Well, we've already known that these doors will close on their own
Yes.
because they've done so already.
How big and heavy are these doors?
Quite large and heavy. They are solid stone doors. They are probably at least 2 or 3 feet thick.
2 or 3 feet thick.
Probably about
Okay.
probably about 2 feet thick. Now I think about it. But yes.
That's still, well, that won't even show up on the screen. What that thick there?
Foot thick, sorry. But they are thick stone doors.
All right.
They are not something you could move with ease. There's obviously some sort of magic involved with them opening on their own and closing on their own.
It sounds something like I will not be able to hold open with like a wedged in of an iron spike or something.
No, probably not.
Magic doors just grind the metal down. Well, we're not faint of heart. Usually,
Right, so we are entering this chamber, are we?
we go in.
Okay.
The door closed.
So, yes, the doors do start to close, and I do point they are closing. This isn't entirely quick. It's not like it's. We probably have a round before they close if you want to try and do anything.
We can either leave or we can investigate.
Yes.
I choose to investigate.
All right. So the doors do close then.
Yes.
All right.
That's fine. I assume this is some sort of additional test They've been testing us for 2 days now.
No,
Why should it stop?
this is the second day at this point.
Yep. All right.
We've
Let's
only
go.
been here about a little over a day, but yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go and investigate.
All right. Which would you like to start investigating with?
I want to look at all 10 of these things first. Just going to look at them. Not going to touch anything. I want to see if there's some sort of pattern between the plates and the bowls.
All right. I will ask you to pick which one of which to start with, though.
I'll start with the plates.
All right. So the table with the silver plates on them.
Yeah, just go along. I'm not going to touch anything. It's going to
So
go
as you
along.
go along,
Yep.
you see that there is an object on each of these.
All right. What's on them?
All right. In order from left to right there.
Yep.
The first one has a long, thin needle, like a sewing needle,
Yep.
on it. The next one has what looks like a patch of fur on it.
Okay.
The middle one has a sheet of what looks to be leather,
All right.
cured leather.
Mhm.
The next one has a copper piece.
Yep.
And the final one has a decanter that looks like it's filled with water.
Okay. Let's go see their opposites.
Right. Opposite them are 5 almost identical looking stone pillar pedestals.
Yep.
Which have almost identical silver bowls on top of them.
Okay.
However, on closer examination, you can see that these pedestals have symbols carved on them faintly.
Okay. Left to right.
All right. They are all right. So let's see here. The first, each of them, these symbols looks to be a magic circle, and inside the first one appears to be almost like a suit of armor, like a knight.
Okay.
Full armor. The next image has the image of a person, and there's these almost like a box around them.
Person, so a circle,
Circle,
person, and a
there's
box,
a box around them. Yes, and that's all inside the same circle. Yes.
Right.
The next pictogram has the image of a person's head with a question mark drawn on it.
Okay.
The fourth image within the circle is a cresting wave.
Okay.
And the fifth and final one is the image of an eye.
Okay. So going from right to left, the image of an eye most likely is the needle. Cresting wave is most likely the water. The one with the question mark on his head. I do not know.
I'm going to come up and take a look at these too, so I'm just going to. All right. All right. I stop at the third one, which is the one that you're looking at the moment, the image of the person's face with a question mark on it. I recognize this is an arcane sigil, which can be used to represent the spell Detect Thoughts. I recognize that because that spell is in my spellbook.
Okay, and the remaining items we have on the plates are a piece of leather.
Yep.
And
some sort of fur.
Fur.
A copper piece.
Oh, because of the copper piece,
Yes, copper piece. A single copper piece is the material component for Detect Thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts, yes. Okay, and the next one to the second one from the left is...
It was the person in a box.
The person in a box.
Yeah, like a stick figure inside a box, almost.
Huh. And then
the last one resembled a knight in armor.
So leather is used for armor. What would the fur.
You can attempt to examine these items more closely. You've only just walked around and done a cursory glance at this point.
True. Some of them seem relatively obvious. All right. Do you agree with me that the water should go in the wave, the needle should go with the eye, the copper piece should go for the question mark?
I said yes. That sounds. Those sound like they fit for the moment.
Yep. The knight is just a drawing of someone wearing armor, right?
Yes, it is just. It is basically almost like these aren't very detailed, so it's like a silhouette of a suit of armor, and you think it was like a person wearing it. Yeah, it's like it's either a suit of armor or a knight in armor. You're not sure.
And then most likely the only between the two, most likely is leather fits the armor concept.
Okay.
And that just leaves the wool for
Fur.
the fur, sorry.
Yes.
For the stick figure in a box. Could be like taxidermy. I'm not sure. That one I don't know about.
Right.
But
so you want to take the objects from those plates and put them in those bowls?
Yep, in the order I mentioned.
All right. So the order for that then is the leather in the first bowl.
Yep.
Then it's the fur in the second. Yep. The copper piece in the third.
Yep.
The decanter of water in the fourth.
Yep.
Right, and the needle in the fifth.
Yes.
All right. So you place the items there.
Yep.
A moment passes, and nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
It also means nothing bad happens. So
true, but the door did not open either.
No.
Well, the only thing I can see switching.
Yes, I think we got something wrong here.
I think we'll just switch the leather and the fur.
Right. So that's 1 and 2 you're switching.
Yep.
Right. You go and switch those items.
Yep.
Another 6 seconds goes by, and nothing, no change.
Oh, good God. All right.
I'm just looking back at these symbols, and I'm not making much of leeway as far as headway as you can see.
True.
I say there's something about the fact that this looking at this one is a spell sigil. I know. I say reporting to the one about for detect thoughts, but I don't recognize the others.
Well, I mean, the water makes sense for the cresting wave.
Yes,
it just seems to. The penny for your thoughts concept. There's nothing else that would fit that, unless the fur, because it'd be like
right.
fuzzy.
As far as I can tell, assuming this is about material components for spells, I say we have the third one right. I'm pretty sure about that, and I think you're right about the water. I don't know about the other 3 though.
All right, let's look at think about the one for the eye.
Yeah. I go over to something to say. 1 second, I thought of something, and I go over to the decanter of water.
Yeah.
I take the top out and I pour the water into the bowl. I wait, and nothing seems to happen. I said, it was just an idea.
Why not? So we got an eye.
An eye.
So that's clairvoyance, possibly? Or...
Well, I say the material components for clairvoyance are a glass eye and a jeweled horn, neither of which are present.
Yes, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that specific spell. It could be
No.
Locate object, which is a twig I know you use.
Which is a forked twig, yeah.
What other clairvoyant spells or divination spells do you have?
Detect magic, which has no material component.
Yeah, do you have anything that
Comprehend languages, which is a mix of salt and soot.
All right, so
and identify, which is a pearl.
Yeah.
Oh, see invisibility.
Yeah.
Has talcum powder. I think. 1 second.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. There's nothing here of that anyway.
No, none of those are present.
is the needle.
Yeah, a mixture of talc and powdered silver for seeing visibility.
So that's the problem. See, those three,
Mhm.
the copper piece for your penny for your thoughts, the water and the cresting wave, and the eye and the needle seem uh, perfectly suited. Like I honestly can't think of anything that those three items would go to for any of the other ones.
Hmm.
And then we got this a box with a
What's
stick
inside a
figure.
box? And a figure in armor.
And a figure in armor. Well, I don't know the spell components for mage armor. What's that? You know that you cast that spell?
I do not. You can make an Arcana check if you want.
Sure. 26.
All right, that's quite high. So that's high enough to realize that. All right, the material component for mage armor is indeed a scrap of cured leather.
So let's put the leather back there.
All right.
What would a stick figure in a box be? What spell would that be?
From the time we've stand here and both of the Arcana we made, we know the fact it's not a spell that the two of us know.
All right, I'm gonna do an Arcana check to see if I can. I think I wasted the 26 at that point, but let's give it a shot. Oh, never mind. 25.
All right. Watching you can see the fact that the person is inside the box perfectly, and as you're looking at that, you're like, okay, something that would keep a person from moving is the thought, and then you think of the spell Hold Person, which is the material component for is a thin piece of metal like a needle.
Okay, so I will move the needle over to that one.
Yeah.
So the going from left to right, we have
Cured leather,
leather, needle,
copper piece.
copper piece, water, and water just seem to make sense. I think
Yeah.
maybe like a water elemental, you need water to summon. And we'll drop the wool in the final one.
Fur.
Fur for what was the image on that one again? Oh,
There's an
the
eye.
eye. So maybe there is a wool spell, or sorry, a blindness, maybe pulling the wool over someone's eyes.
Again, it's not wool, it's fur.
Okay, whatever.
All right. 6 seconds goes by, and suddenly, all the symbols along all five of them light up.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you hear there's a shimmer of light behind us.
I hear a shimmer of light.
Yeah, you see a shimmer of light come up behind us.
And I turn around.
Turn around. All right. The 5 silver plates, which previously held the items, now are covered with a cover of silver coverings on them, almost as if the sort of things that would go through were presenting food.
Cool.
All right. You also hear a sound of the doors opening.
Cool. Sorry, I have images now in my head of that Nintendo's the 3DS games, the Phantom Hourglass with the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very much that.
I will go
and at
to
that speed.
And I will go to one of the serving bladders and lift the lid.
There is a cooked and trimmed and dressed roast chicken there. Basically, a full chicken has been prepared.
My fan, does it smell good?
It does smell good, yes.
I have a bite. It tastes good.
You take a bite off the chicken. It tastes quite good. It's chicken. It's very well seasoned.
Have some chicken.
Yeah.
And then while I'm chewing on a chicken leg, I'll go to the next serving tray and see what's in that one.
There is a roast and succulent pig there with an apple in its mouth. The standard image of what a cooked pig, a roast and cooked pig is.
Harry, you like ham more than me. I'm going to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Chewing on the chicken leg still.
Okay. You lift up the next one. There is a platter of various types of fresh fruit there.
Ah, cool. I'll have some of that.
Mhm.
Go to the fourth one.
All right. The next one is it smells like freshly baked loaves, and there are basically rolls of bread, various types of bread there.
Cool. I'll take my dagger out. I'm going to slice one open.
Yep.
I'm going to slice some chicken, put it on it. I'm going to take some fruit. Really weird, I know, but I don't have any other condiments. Slice them up and put them in there.
There's still one last.
I'm going to make myself a sub and go to the last one.
Yeah. All right. You take out the last one, and there is a bowl there, which is filled with what looks like a quite pleasant smelling stew with a bunch of vegetables in there.
Take the ladle, pour it over my sub, and say, I'm going to eat this while we head out.
All right. All right. So we have a bit of lunch. We could at this point sit down if you want to take a short rest. If you think there doesn't seem to be anything else in this room for this purpose apart from that.
Well, I am eating anyway. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll regain my spent third level spell slot.
And that's all I can really get back myself, but I will do so. Also, we can roll our hit dice because we did take some damage fighting her. You recall?
Really? I must have forgot to write that down. Oops. Do you remember how much damage I took? Oh yeah, right. I took it from that.
Yeah, I took
gravity
8
thing.
and you took 16, I think.
All right. I'm down 1 hit point.
I just rolled 2 hit dice and regain and fully heal.
Okay.
Okay, I am down 2 hit dice. How many did you roll?
Just 2.
Just 2? Okay. So we're both, we only have 4 of our 6 hit dice left until we finish our next long rest.
Yep.
All right, so that's what we get out of that.
We got a nice break.
Yep. Oh, it also does occur to you that the items have not vanished.
Don't really need them, do we? Unless you want a copper piece.
I have that spell right, so I have a spell component for that, and I have also copper pieces.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have any copper pieces, but anyway, that's fine.
Well, the problem is the rest of them are for spells that we either we know 3 of them the spells are at this point, but we do not know the last 2, and we do not know what spell components those would be for. So
I assume the water is for summoning a water elemental. And I think a glass full of water may not be enough.
yeah, but I was just pointing. So I don't really know what those spell components are for, so there's no point in taking them with us now.
And it's also just a piece of fur, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So
off we go.
Head back out into the landing.
Yep.
Right, so you have to go back to the other one.
Yep, I'm getting there.
Yeah. So we're back here now. As we exit, the doors do close behind us. And the apparition of the old man does not appear.
The guy doesn't come back?
Nope.
I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Yep.
Come back up the stairs. Show up.
Nothing seems to happen this time.
I'm gonna go over this door.
All right, you go over to that door. It looks identical to the other one.
And it's a foot thick. No,
it looks identical to the other one, and it is closed.
So I think knock is not going to work on this.
We could give it a try. I have the spell prepared.
You don't mind wasting the 2nd level spell slot?
I'll give it a try, I say.
All right, go for it.
All right. Well, I can do this from 60 feet away, so we don't have to be close to this door when it opens. So basically, I basically stand in the center, and I cast the spell, speak the words as I cast the spell.
Yep.
And unfortunately, nothing seems to happen.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I said, while knock doesn't open everything, there are ways of preventing the spell from working.
Unfortunately, we did not get a chance at a choice of doors. We just got.
No, we were pointed towards that one.
Yeah.
And I do not believe we're going to ever be able to break through these doors by force.
No, not without a serious spell like maybe stone shape or something, which we don't have yet. All right, on up the stairs we go.
Yeah, so the other way.
Up we go.
Yeah, up we go. So you're gonna have to move forward a few images.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're not going in there.
ooh, skulls.
All right. So now that we've had our short rest and our lunch, we
Yep.
have more stairs to climb up.
I'm glad we took the start rest now.
Yeah, because as we start going up, we start to realize the fact that we're going up about the same amount of stairs that we just went up to get to that landing. That was the halfway point.
Great. Pit stop. All right.
All right. Eventually, we do come to a large stone arch, similar to the ones that were over the doors.
Not quite on this map.
No, it's great. It's just there. It's just there.
I can just
There's
see
no
that.
door to this one, though.
Okay. As we get up to about here, like as soon as my eyes clear the last stairs and I can see into the room, what do I see?
All right. You can go to the next image you want, because we'll be able to see. All right. There, past the archway, a bridge stretches out for as far as you can see in the distance for quite a ways. Actually, it might be better if you zoom out a little bit for this, just so they can get some detail. That's fine. All right, so from the archway, you can see. All right, I just want to go ahead. Did I get this all right? Second. All right, there is a vast chasm appear, and looking up, we see a night sky.
Do I get the feeling I'm outside? I mean, I spent most of my youth outside, so do I feel like I'm outside?
Make your perception check.
Natural 20. What a waste.
That is not the night sky. That is an artificial representation of a night sky. And as you look around with that degree of perception, you can clearly see that this entire area is basically has a circular roof to it, basically, that comes down like that. This is an artificial structure that we are inside, but is meant to look like it's outside.
Okay.
There is also no bottom as far as you can see.
Is there any like a small piece of rubble or something?
No, actually, for the first time, no.
All nice and clean.
Yeah. There is a thick veil of fog or possibly clouds, given our altitude. That is just below the bridge. About if you look down about 15 feet, you can see it just like a sea of clouds.
I'm gonna take out a copper piece. No, sorry, I don't have any. Take out a silver piece, cast light on it, flip it over the side.
All right. You do not hear it fall.
And it passes into the clouds, and I don't see it anymore.
Yep.
I don't hear a ping, 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 ping.
Nope.
Okay. Next question is, what in the world's this?
The next thing you also see that there are, well, for lack of a better term, floating islands, small ones.
Okay.
Small sections of square sections of stone floor, basically floating.
Yep.
In midair, and on each of the two ones you can see close, there are cages.
Anything in the cage?
They're pretty far out at this point. They're not just floating. They almost have like an orbit to them, and they're moving like satellites.
What are they satelliting? What are they orbiting around?
Empty space, as far as you can tell.
So they're just circling spots in
Yep.
the void. And there's two of these things?
They are about even with this bridge. They're just a bit above it. The stone floor is just above it, and they're just orbiting. Yeah.
And there's two of these things?
There are two that you can see at the moment, yes.
All right, I'm gonna have my owl
There is
pop.
obvious the bridge continues down that way a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna have my
It's
owl
also
come
worth
out.
noting
Mhm.
that artificial light, well, it's basically the stars up there in in that artificial night sky are giving off faint light,
Yeah.
but this is like this is nights. This is basically the amount of light you get in a night sky, basically, a dark
Okay.
night. Sorry, on a cloudless, starlit night. This is the amount of light you have.
So not much.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have my owl fly over to the nearest island. Just circle it for a
Right,
second.
so the first one there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang onto your shoulder for a moment
Yeah.
and perceive through her senses and see what there's in that cage,
All right.
if there is anything.
So the stone square islands are basically just 5 feet across, and the cage takes up a lot of it.
Yep.
Inside the cage is this one in particular is a crumbling skeleton base of a shorter humanoid
Okay.
in plate mail armor, which is rusted and falling apart, and a damaged and cleaved shield, and a split helm.
Yep.
And the skull likewise beneath has been damaged. And a hammer, basically a war hammer.
Okay. And the other one.
This as you fly over to it, you see this black bubbling tar-like substance.
Okay.
A relatively large mass of it.
So like a container of bubbling tar,
It's still a cage, just like the other one.
and inside is bubbling tar.
Yes. It seems odd. You think that something like this might be able to escape from through bars. This thing seems rather amorphous.
Do I think it's alive?
You can roll. This would be a nature check.
No, don't have nature. 11.
Well, it does seem to be moving under its own power, as far as its own will, as far as you can tell. Nothing that seems to be directing it. It does seem to be moving around inside the cage a little bit, and does seem to be
Interested in my owl?
it seems to be unaware of your owl.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna have her pop back out,
Yep.
and I'm gonna relay this to you.
All right. So there are things inside these two cages.
Yep, dead dude. Sounds like a dwarf. Not much left of him, and some sort of bubbling tar creature.
Yep.
So either these cages, as you walk along, capture people, or
Something else captures them, and
then chucks them in the cages.
I don't recognize the sound of that tar-like creature either.
No, it's rather unusual. Well, we have only one direction we can go in.
It is a bridge.
See,
All right.
cautiously.
Cautiously. All right. As in stealthily.
Oh, and might as well get a light spell going because it's dark here.
All right. So we cast light cantrips.
Yep. And
then we're going to proceed stealthily with 2 beacons of glowing light beside us.
no, not stealthily in the sense of trying to people not hear, not whatever. It's mostly just keeping eyes peeled, being more alert.
All right then. So as we proceed along,
Yep.
those cages continue continue their orbits.
And as we pass by them,
Nothing seems to happen. They just seem to continue floating and orbiting in air. As we're proceeding along, now with our light cantrips,
yep.
now with slightly bit more light, we think we can see shapes moving further along this bridge in a similar pattern.
Shapes on the bridge or shapes off to the side?
Off in the air, moving in a similar orbit. You think there might be more of these along the way?
Okay. Keep going.
All right, we keep going. All right. So we go on for about a minute, and we can move on to the next image.
Oops.
All right.
How did I manage that? Oh, sorry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just. Ah.
But
I'm just losing the images here.
should I pause?
No, that's good. All right, I'm good now.
Yeah.
I have one that works. Maybe I can do it this way. No, never mind. You're here again. I had unintentionally removed you.
Oh, okay. Technical difficulties on your end. Nothing changed here.
All right.
So this is the next section of the bridge we're going along.
Yep.
There are two more cages that are still orbiting along this bridge.
Can I see what's in them?
We're just gonna call it the third cage, the closest one.
Yep. One on the left.
Yep. Has something very large stuffed inside it to the point that it is almost like right up against the bars.
Is it alive?
Make a perception check.
11.
Hard to tell from this distance.
How far away are these cages from the bridge?
They're doing circular orbits, but they never seem to come closer than 10 feet towards the bridge at any point.
So when it's 10 feet from the bridge, I still can't see what's in it?
You can wait until it comes back if you think.
Yeah. Wait.
You do, and as it comes back, you see a very odd looking creature, you guess is the best word. Basically, it from the waist up, it looks like a humanoid skeleton. But from the waist down, it has a large crumpled up body of what looks like a spider. And the body is not in good shape.
All right. And this is the one that's stuffed in there, barely fits.
And I say, I'm fairly certain that's dead.
I hope so.
Yeah. The exoskeleton, which of the spider, is also in a similar state of disrepair as the skeleton of the humanoid section.
Okay. Continue on and check the one on the right. Same procedure.
All right. There appears to be a dead body in this one.
So far we've had 3 dead people, bodies, things, and one bubbling mass of tar.
Yes.
All right. Keep on going.
All right. So just to check, we are not proceeding stealthily.
Well, we're walking cautiously in the sense of not jumping up and down and stuff, but we're not trying to actually be extra stealth. We got blazing lights going. If someone can't see us in this dark.
Okay. We hear the sound of movement from behind us as we're heading along this section of the bridge.
I look behind us.
All right. The fourth cage, so the one on the right there.
Yep. This one.
That body in there is getting up.
How is it getting up? How that was in a cage and cramped in there.
Yeah, no, that's the other one. The one on the left there has
this one.
Yeah, that one. Yes.
That dead body is getting up.
Yes, it has enough. There's enough room in it to basically for it to stand.
Okay.
And it looks like an emaciated, not really rotting corpse, but there's definitely decay to it. But the decay looks, basically, for lack of a better term, the decay just looks. It looks like it's withered and rotten, but not in the process of rotting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like desiccated kind of thing.
Yeah. And it is wearing long robes, and it is looking out in our direction. It has these ghastly green eyes that are glowing.
Okay, this bridge, is it just flat or does it have like rails?
It is flat.
So like no cover whatsoever.
Yep.
None of the other ones are getting up?
No.
So
Well,
just
the only one we can see right now is the one that's been stuffed really thoroughly inside that cage, and it cannot possibly move.
all right. So this thing look like it has not the best of intent.
Well, it looks undead.
Yeah, that's usually a good sign that it's not a pleasant thing, at least.
And it is looking in our direction.
Yep.
All right, and it brings its hand up in our direction, and this crackling bolt of energy discharges from its fingertips in our direction. At
Dive out of the way.
me.
Wow, that's unusual.
All right. Well, a 17 hits.
Okay. And shield will not help that.
All right, so this crackling bolt heads towards me and barely, it looks like it's going to hit me, but it just grazes me a little bit, and I take 1 point of force damage.
Seriously?
Rolled a 1.
All right.
All right. Yeah. All right. However,
Time for initiative.
a second one of those crackling bolts goes flying in your direction and misses you completely.
So, from my knowledge, does that look like an Eldritch Blast?
We have seen these types of spells thrown at us before by the Coven of Warlocks we encountered, yes.
Alright.
And yes, we should roll for initiative.
Alright. Oh, my good rolls are ending.
Oh, this thing has a natural 20.
Well, then it doesn't really matter, I guess. I have a 6.
I have a 17.
Alright. This is a reverse of last time. Well. Let's see what this thing can do.
Alright. Yeah, it needs to do a bit better than that.
Well, it wasn't exactly awe-inspiring.
Alright. So, we're about... Well, the problem with this is its cage keeps moving.
Yeah.
However, we're currently about 50 feet from it.
Okay. That's fine.
So, it's going...
What does it have? It has a spell range of 50 feet, I guess is what you have to figure out.
Well, that definitely works, so that's fine. Alright, so what are you going to do to us? There's a couple of options here.
Pick a nasty one. It doesn't look like a pleasant thing.
Alright, well, there's going to be odds or evens for one of those two. Alright, I just need to get a book here for a second.
Yep.
Do not cast this spell very often. Range of 60 feet. Okay, that's good. Alright. Odds and evens. Let's see what's casting on. Me again. Alright, I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Well, that's right. I have no luck. Ah, it's bad.
Oh. It's been a long time since this happened.
What? You failed a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, I did.
Uh-oh. What happens?
Alright. Well, the first thing that happens is I take damage.
Well, you're not being held or something, at least.
Alright. I take 17 points of psychic damage.
Whoa!
Basically, you see me grasp the sides of my head, like my ears, as if something really painful is happening, or I'm hearing something quite loud. And the creature is just pointing its hand towards me, and it starts moving it closer. And you watch as I start walking in the same direction it's indicating, to further down back down towards the bridge towards it.
If you keep walking that way, you're going to step off.
No, it's not heading me off the bridge, but it's heading me at an angle back towards it, and I move my full movement of 30 feet back towards the creature.
Okay, so you're heading back towards it?
Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
It's your turn.
It is my turn. That was not fun, I say.
Oh, you actually can talk and stuff. You're not under somebody's control completely.
Nope, I am not. Alright, my turn.
Because otherwise I'm going to have to cast Dispel Magic on you.
No, whatever spell it is seems to only last for its duration. It seems to be an instantaneous spell.
Alright.
Well, it's a bit far for Frost Breath. So,
It will orbit around.
it will. But I think I'm going to start with Magic Missile.
Alright.
Just at first level. Yes. Probably going to be something worse than this in here. That's quite good. One away from maximum.
Hey!
Alright, so that's 14 points of force damage to this thing. So the darts of energy and fly out of my fingers and go through the gaps in the bars. You notice that there are rooms in the bars that are suddenly lighting up as the bolts go through, but they don't seem to stop them.
Okay. How much damage did you do?
14.
Alright.
Alright, and then I will use my movement. This thing wants me closer towards it.
Come back here.
I think that's probably a good idea to get away from it.
Yeah.
Alright, I will do that. I'll use my movement to move back to where I was.
Alright.
We come to you now.
We have the option, because these things are trapped in cages, just to continue on.
Yes. We're probably not going to clear its spell range before it gets another round, though.
True. I can cast Expeditious Retreat and be a long way from here.
That's all that helps you.
That, unfortunately, will leave you here.
Yes.
What do you want to do? You want to fight or flee?
Well, it's your turn, so...
That's what I'm asking. Fight or flee?
We probably shouldn't waste too many resources on this thing, I say. It is, as far as we can tell, stuck in there.
Alright. So instead of doing the spell I was thinking about doing, I cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
I grab you, and instead of moving 120 feet, I move 60 feet further along.
You can't move 120 feet around with Expeditious Retreat.
Oh, sorry, 90 feet?
Well, as you cast the spell, yes, so it's 90 feet around because you get the free dash as you cast the spell.
Yeah.
That's your action and your movement. You can drag me 45 feet.
Yeah, so half my normal move rate, which is 45.
Yeah.
Alright, so I drag you 45 feet away.
Alright. So that's your turn. We come back to it. Alright. Yeah, it keeps rolling well on that. Alright. Well, we're now too far away for... Alright, so we go for the other spell other spell then. Because we're too far for the other one I just did.
Yeah.
You see it point in our direction, and you hear it speak a spell in a language you don't understand, but suddenly you see a bead of fire head in our direction.
No, fireball.
We are both too far for counterspell, because we are now 95 feet from the thing.
Well, I don't have counterspell anyway, so.
Yeah, but I'm too far to counter that. So, dexterity saving throw from both of us.
Yep. Oh, that's not good.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 5. I do have a lot of bonuses, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Well, that's better than what I rolled.
You didn't roll a 1, did you?
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, not double damage. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anyone wants to accuse us of faking our rolls, explain that. We do that. No? This could hurt.
I take 10 is not his spell save DC.
No.
No. Alright. This could hurt.
Well, there's 2 6s, but 2 1s. All right. $29 points of fire damage.
Ow!
So that brings you down to...
I am down 30 points. I have 22 health left.
Alright. And that takes me down. So I take double damage, which is 58.
You're down.
I take 32 points of damage, which is my hit point total, which is how many hit points I currently have. And then I go, so I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're at 0.
Well, no, I'm at
No, it is
16.
Yes, you're on death saves.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Yep. And you're up next. So speaking of death saves.
Yes. 16.
Hey. Well.
So we come to your turn now because that's my entire round. So yeah, this is the first time one of us has gone unconscious the entire campaign.
Well, you were a stone once.
Yes, this is probably slightly worse, though.
Yes. Alright. Medicine is my forte, so I know I have time. How far am I away from this thing?
We don't really do passive medicine, but just from that roll, you can tell the fact that I'm unconscious, but I'm not in danger of dying just yet.
Yes.
We're 95 feet from this thing.
So, we're still well within range of another fireball.
You could use your action movement and bonus again to drag me 45 feet further if you want.
Yes.
That would put us at 140 feet.
Yes, still within range of another fireball.
Yes.
So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my bonus action and my move to drag you 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pour a potion down your throat.
Alright, roll for the potion.
Alright. So I will use it. Because if he fireballs us again, that would be bad.
I'm unconscious. I automatically fail the saving throw.
Yeah, and you might just die. So you regain 7 hit points. You have 7 hit points.
Yes, because I go back up to...
Yeah.
All right, so I'm off death saves, which is fine. And I'm at 7 hit points.
Yeah, well, at least if he fireballs us again. Oh. If he fireballs us again, we could be in serious trouble because.
Well, if I roll another natural 1.
No, because.
You're at 22 hit points, yeah.
I'm at 22 hit points.
Alright, so we moved 30 feet in that round.
Yeah.
We're 125 feet away from this thing.
Yes. He's orbiting too, so.
That is true. Goes. So he's moved. He wouldn't be back in range, unfortunately.
Oh, he's moving that way around?
It is moving around us. He moves 10 feet closer to us every round that passes.
Not.
Isn't in an orbit. It's in a rough orbit, so yeah. Not straight, but he's moved 10 feet closer to us each round. He'll be orbiting away from us soon, though.
Doesn't matter. If he fireballs us again, we're screwed.
Alright, so it comes to this thing's turn. It cannot fail to save from that, apparently.
It can't what?
It's made that saving throw every single round, 4 times in a row.
I don't know what saving throw.
You don't know what saving is against, no.
No.
I'm just letting you know it's doing well. Alright. So I'm prone. Because I went unconscious.
Yes.
And
I'm basically just kneeling over you, I guess.
that makes sense. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to aim at a prone target because it has disadvantage.
Yeah.
Alright, so it aims its hand towards you, and it's going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at you.
Uh-oh. This could be bad.
Natural 20. It could roll another 1. It could roll another 1. It did before. No, it rolled a 6, which doubles to 12.
Alright. Natural 20 is going to take me out. Most likely.
So you're at 10 hit points.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the second bolt.
No, that was 1.
Alright, so.
Second bolt.
Hold on, how much damage did I take?
12. We're not doing well here, are we?
No, we're doing real bad.
15 to hit on the second bolt.
My armor class is 14. Shield!
You got shield, okay? So the first bolt hits you, and you bring your hand up in response and create the field of shimmering protective magic, which blocks the second bolt.
I'm at effectively level 1 for hit points here. I have 10 hit points.
I have 7.
Yeah.
I know. That fireball did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Well, especially to me.
That was bad.
Alright, so that's its turn because it can't move.
No.
Or do anything else. Alright, so my turn. The first thing I'm going to do is stand up, which unfortunately costs me half my movement.
Yep.
The second thing I'm going to do...
Is use your movement to get us...
No, not yet, not yet. I have a bonus action I'm going to use. I'm going to take out the flask of refilling healing potion and drink that.
Alright.
Okay, and I heal 8 hit points.
Oh, you're up to 15. You're doing way better than me.
So that's that done for the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Drag us 15 feet.
Alright, I can drag us actually further than that, because I still have half my movement left after standing up from prone.
Oh, right. Sorry, you don't want to move 7.5 feet or whatever.
No, I can use my action to drag you further again if I want.
Oh, alright.
So, yeah, we're going to go about 22 feet away from this thing.
Okay.
On my turn. Then we come to you. I no longer unconscious, so I can erase that.
I think the best thing to do here is just go another 45 feet away from this thing.
Okay. Alright, so we do that.
Yep.
We come to its turn. We are now 167 feet away from this thing, as it's now orbiting away from us in this turn.
So unless he has Ice Storm, which has a 300-foot range.
It doesn't seem to be doing anything else at the moment.
All right.
So we're out of combat for the moment.
Okay.
And we're relatively low on health.
I wouldn't call it relatively. I'd call it really low on health. Oh, sector. I gotta see what I have. All right, that potion I just took was my one and only regular healing potion, so I have none of those now.
Do you have any graders?
I have one extra.
Right.
But I also have the last patch on the robe of useful items.
Yes, you could. The last healing potion patch you're talking about.
Yeah. So I pull that off.
All right, so you have 4 healing potions now.
I give 2 to you.
All right. So I still have 3 healing potions.
Yep.
And a potion of greater healing. And we both still have the potion of heroism.
Yep. So I am going to drink my 2 healing potions I just got off this robe.
Okay. If we're doing that, I'll use that too. Right. And I'll just roll both of them at once, just to save time.
9.
All right, so the first one heals me 7 hit points, and the second one, no, both of them heal me. I get 14 hit points from both those potions.
I got 7, 9. I regain 13 total.
So 1 fewer than me.
Yep.
However, I've drunken 1 more potion here. So you're at 23 hit points by my count, and I'm at 29.
Yeah. 13, 23, yep.
I can give you another healing potion if you want to use it.
I think we should just keep them for now. It might get things. We're not anywhere near the end of this thing, so conservation of resources.
Yeah. Also, mark down the fact that you've used the last healing potion patch from from the robe, and all the potions from them.
Yeah, all I have left is 1 extra healing potion and the heroism.
I have 3 regulars, so I can give you 1 if you need one.
You have 3 regulars and
3 regulars, 1 greater, and the potion of heroism.
All right, I'll just take 1 regular healing potion for the moment.
Okay.
And then we're running really low on resources here.
Yes.
All right. And 23 hit points. That was a few levels ago.
Yes. So you're not drinking the potion now, you said.
No. Well, it's I'm gonna hang on to it.
Okay.
Even if I drank both of them, I would not be up to full. So.
All right. So we continue along.
Yep.
Now far more nervous, realizing that these things can shoot at us from these cages.
Yeah. I am going to keep that scroll I got off the lich. Very, very handy.
The good news is we left that undead warlock behind us.
Yep.
All right, so you can move on to the next image now, because we're moving on to the next segment of this bridge.
Hey, this one doesn't have a thingy.
All right, yeah, so as we come along here, we see 2 more orbiting cages. We also can realize we're approaching, this is the 3rd segment of the bridge. We can see the end up ahead. We can see an archway that's leading towards something.
Okay.
So we are confident this is going to be the final segment of this bridge.
I'm glad someone's confident.
So cage 5 there, this one. The first thing you notice about it is there is no stone floor like floating beneath it. The cage's still floating in midair.
Yep.
But the stone seems to have fallen away.
Is there anything in the cage?
You can make a perception check if you want.
Um, 9.
That's not enough. Let's see if I can. That is a 10. That is 1 better. I think there's something attached to that cage. That's the best I can make out.
Okay. I suggest we just keep on moving.
Okay, you don't want to send your owl over to see what it is?
No, these things shoot at things now. She will come in handy later on, I suspect.
All right. So, as we're making our way to the bridge, about halfway through this next section, we see the sixth, and as far as we can tell, final cage.
Yep.
Floating. There is a creature in there.
Okay.
It is not dead. It is not pretending to be dead.
Okay. This is the first actual creature we've seen.
Yes, it is a somewhat green is a green creature.
Yep.
Humanoid in appearance and build, except has a long tail, and it's definitely not any humanoid creature you've ever seen, but it has the same sort of build as one. It has a long tail, and it's kind of got a sickly green, scaly colored skin.
Like a lizard folk?
It is not a lizard folk because it doesn't have a lizard's head. It has a vaguely humanoid face, except it is covered in these spines, these barbed spines all over it. And
Yeah.
it has a rather nasty looking expression on its face. You can roll on a cron check if you want.
20.
All right, I rolled a 15, which is not high enough. 20. This is some sort of devil. You've heard of them before. They're called barbed devils.
Okay.
They are not very pleasant creatures. They're evil. They're
Yep.
they're the embodiments of lawful evil. Alignment is what devils are.
Yep.
And it seems to be looking out in our direction and watching us as we go by, and it's orbiting.
How much time do I have left on my expeditious retreat?
It would have faded by this point, I'm afraid.
Fun, fun, fun. All right. Keeping in the middle of the bridge and keeping my eye on this thing. I'm gonna hurry on by.
Okay. It's not attacking us at the moment.
Okay. And I'm just gonna keep on going then.
You do know from that roll that devils, while malevolent, aren't necessarily inherently aggressive always. They are the deal makers of the lower planes.
Well, I'm not about to end in any sort of Faustian arrangements here, so I'm gonna just keep on going.
All right. So I assume we're just running, as in full movement and dash.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Oh, that one actually would. All right, that would succeed. Is it going to? Does it want to? It doesn't want to attack us. It seems to be trying to draw us over to it. Unfortunately, it's orbiting away from us as it's doing that. It seems to want to talk to us, as far as we can tell.
Well, I look at you and say, "Do you want to talk to the devil?"
Well, the first thing is it is talking. It's not talking to us, but we do hear its voice in our heads.
And what's it saying?
It wants us to. It wants you. It wants you to come over. It wants to talk to you. It wants to try and. It basically just wants. It says, I just wanted to talk to you. It says, perhaps we can assist each other. However, from that role, you know very well what bargains with devils tend to lead towards. So,
yeah.
So we're just going to keep moving.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm going to get one.
I was going to wait over here if you wanted to go back and talk to it.
Yeah. All right, so we keep moving. That does save. All right. Is it going to? All right. Parent, you hear the voices in your head, in our head say, fine. All right. And all right, just a second. You see a fist-sized bolt of flame head in our direction. Wait, what's the?
If it's fireball, it's 20 feet, 120 feet.
It's not fireball. All right, that unfortunately hits me.
Do you have shield?
Oh, I do have shield. I do have it prepared. I definitely.
What is 16 help? Because that's what it brings it up to.
Yeah, it's rolled a. It rolled a 15 total. Yeah, so I will cast shield.
Yeah.
All right. Second one. You're gonna get you, unfortunately. 13.
Nope.
Right.
Only have
That
my
misses.
shield.
It goes flying off. They look similar to fire bolts, but they're different. They're more just like orbs of flame, which it seemed to form in its hand and just throws. But then again, Devil's gonna have all sorts of magical abilities that do not conform to our spells. Fortunately, it waited until we were basically leaving its range for it to do anything.
Let's keep on running.
Yep. All right. So we come to the end of the bridge, and there is a large archway.
Okay.
And we're looking at a large structure, basically almost like basically it's like a floating room for all intents and purposes, or building.
Right.
And the archway leads inside. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ah.